Hi Flosstube, Mandy coming to you with Flosstube number 4. It is Saturday, February 2nd, and it's been about 2 weeks since my last video. So welcome to everyone, new viewers, and those that have been with me for the past few videos. Thank you so much to everyone for the subscribes, the likes, the comments. Appreciate just all the love that you guys are sharing. So just wanted to bring you some updates. I've got a couple of projects that I've worked on. It's been a long couple weeks. This past week I've barely gotten any stitching done. I worked a lot of overtime, and so I really just wasn't in the mood to stitch by the time I got home at 8:30 and getting food and all that good stuff. So but I do have a little bit of updates. I do have a page finish on one of my projects, so I'm very excited about that. And I have a little bit of haul. Went to Goodwill and got a couple of things for maybe some finishes. And then I decided I'm going to show a few of my previous finishes. I haven't finished any kind of framing or anything of that nature, but decided to go ahead and give them a quick fresh press just to get some of the wrinkles out maybe, because they've been packaged up for a little while. But just some fun previous finishes that I thought I would share with you guys. So we'll just go ahead and dive right in. So I worked on this last night. It is Snowbird from Bendy, Stitchy. Sorry for the glare there. Oh, there we go. Just love this design. It is so cute. I got the bird done last night. It is very exciting. And this is stitched on a piece of 16 count Haunted, I do believe. Completely forgot to have my notes. Got that bird done and started in on the berries. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see, but this white is the étoile, so that's the glittery, sparkly. My lighting is not going to help. It's too bright, I guess, in here. Needle minder from Delicious Threads, and where I bought a project bag that included a needle minder, thread drop, all of the threads, and this pattern. So I just love it. It is so cute. The colors on this are just popping on this material. My lighting's bad. So again, this is Snowbird from Bendy Stitchy Designs, and it is stitched, I do believe it's on a piece of 16 count Picture This Plus in Haunted that I got from 123 Stitch just as a little scrap piece, and it is working perfectly for this little design. Fun stitch for that. And my next one, I'll go ahead and show you the page finish. This is Mini Stitching Moon from Aimee Stewart, Heaven and Earth Designs. I just absolutely love the colors on this. They just absolutely pop. So you'll see here, but I just love the blue in that star. It is just so pretty. This is stitched on a piece of 16 count Aida on 2 threads over 1, and I started this sometime in February of 2018, I believe, and this is 8 pages completed, the start of the 9th page. Again, this is the mini version of Stitching Moon by Aimee Stewart and Heaven and Earth. There we go. So it is just so pretty. Get a little close-up view, the blues in that star, greens in that one, oranges, the red, pinks, and then that red one is just really pretty. Oh, and another yellow one. So it is just a pretty design, and I am loving it. Definitely enjoying getting some time put on that one. It sat far too long in 2019, not getting any stitches done. And then the last piece that I worked on, this didn't see a whole lot of love this week, but I did get a few stitches in, and this is my Heaven and Earth Together We Stand by Jody Bergsma, and this is the full-size version. You guys have seen it in my original Whip Parade, my first video. I held up the whole thing. I've got it on a Q-snap. I'm not going to take it off today, and we're just working right here in that flag. So dropping things today. Get something back there so the light doesn't shine through too bad. And just loving that eagle, of course. And so really I've just been put about maybe 300 stitches since last time I showed this, and just really working on the red. Last night I worked on all of this little darker portion right there and got maybe about 300 stitches in. So this piece I am working in the, there's a couple different Facebook groups. This one particularly I was working in, and stitches just made an appearance and then left. The Facebook group, Full Coverage Fanatics, I'm working on this piece to get 20,000 stitches in 2020. I'm a little more than 2,000 stitches in, maybe close to 3,000. And then National Parks, I am working on Acadia for this one. And on Stitching Moon, I am working on the Arches National Park, getting through that one. I got a lot of stitches done on that one before it dawned on me that I can actually count multiple parks at one time. So I picked up another project and started counting my stitches for that park. So, my eagles. This needle minder is from Top Knot Abby and on Etsy. Top Knot Stitcher. I do want to give a big thank you so much for the shout out. I had a viewer let me know that I had a shout out from a Flosstuber that I hadn't heard of before, so definitely had to go and subscribe to her. I am sorry, Joe. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, and I really don't want to butcher it, so I'm just going to say thank you, Joe, so much for the shout out. I really appreciate it. And for anybody who wants to go check her out, I will put the link down below later on this afternoon when everything gets posted. So, Joe, just thank you so much for the shout out. I really do appreciate it. So I'll go ahead and show you some of my previous finishes. I don't have the cover page for this one. It is from an Etsy store. The Etsy store is HipsterStitch Inc. I will, again, put the link down below for that one. It is called I'm looking at notes here if you guys are wondering. Cat Cross-Stitch Floral, and I think the name really was Home Is. And so for my cat stitches, of course, and in there it says home is where the cat is. So, just so cute. I just love it. Called for colors. This is on a piece of 18 count Aida in light pewter. This is the first piece of 18 count that I have done, and I definitely enjoying the 18 count. And so I came up with found an alphabet book, and I just stitched out stitches, add her name to it, little personalization. This was a fun piece. I really enjoyed working on it. It went really fast. Have to get that framed up one of these days. Another piece that I finished, let's see, the cat one I finished sometime November 2018. I don't have these in any particular order, just found them in my stash and decided to show them with you. So the next one is from Stoney Creek. It is called I'm sorry. Wow, words. They just don't work for me today. It is from Stoney Creek. It is called Trick-or-Treat House, and this one has glow in the dark. It was the first time that I have worked with any kind of glow in the dark. I want to say it was a kreinik. So, a little bit bigger piece here. So the glow in the dark is going to be found in the words trick or treat, and then I'll come in here a little bit closer. The ghosts, all of those ghosts are in glow in the dark. The eyes in Frankenstein there, and I do believe that pumpkin is all in kreinik as well, and the eyes on this guy's, I guess that's Frankenstein, isn't it? Vampire? I don't know. So this was just such a fun stitch. I love Stoney Creek designs. They're probably one of my top favorite designers, and just they have a ton of Halloween stuff out there. So much of it is so cute. Now that I look at it, I do believe the candy corn is also in the glow-in-the-dark kreinik as well. That witch, I know witches aren't usually supposed to be cute at Halloween, but she's just too cute. She's adorable. And I even have a black cat in there before I even had a black cat. So this was definitely a fun piece. It took me a while. I don't always stitch on Halloween stuff right at Halloween, so I finished this actually in January of 2015. So 14 count Aida. One of these days maybe I'll find a frame for it and get it up on my wall. And then the next piece that I want to show you, I finished this back in November of, I stitched 2014 on it, so I finished it in 14. It is from the November 2013 Cross-Stitch and Needlework magazine. Here's the cover. I dug it out this morning so I can show you. I love this magazine and I miss its publication. I just have not been able to find a magazine that just matches in the designs that were released in this. I haven't stitched a ton from them, but the to-do list is quite long. So this is going to be Gossamer Threads by Erik Shipley of Ships Manor. Part of it has the pattern on it. So I fell in love with this one. It's only got a few colors on it. Yeah, maybe 6 or 8. All DMC. It does list, no, I guess it does. It was charted in all DMCs. I used all the call for colors. I couldn't imagine doing the shading effect that these have and changing colors to, you know, purples or blues or anything of that nature. Although, speaking of, he does actually have other designs on Ships Manor Etsy store with, it's other designs, but definitely other colors. They're in my to-do list, of course. I do have them downloaded. I just someday get them started. So, love this one. Again, it's called Gossamer Threads, and it was in the November 2013 issue of Cross-Stitch Needlework. And this was just stitched on 14 count Aida. And I just love all the colors. When I shared this on Facebook when I was stitching it, at one point I was just kind of working in this area right here, and somebody asked me if I was stitching a QR code. Nope. Gossamer Threads. I love it. So again, on the Ships Manor Etsy store, there are 3 other designs that were just published straight to his website. This one was in the magazine, and then you can get this one on his site along with 3 others. So I was going to frame this one up, and then I decided to hold off until I can get the other one stitched up, maybe do something, you know, kind of matching. But now there's a 4th one out there that I wasn't aware of until this morning when I was looking it up. So again, one of these days, maybe I'll get it posted or framed, finished somehow. Alrighty, just a couple pieces of haul to show you. This was a piece of Picture This Plus in Storm. I actually ordered it back in threads. Ordered it back in December at some point, and it was on back order, so it finally just came in. And it's just pretty gray. Some slight modeling in it. No particular plans for projects, but I can always find something, and I love the color of it. So I went to Goodwill last weekend, and I just decided to see if I can find anything for kind of finishing, framing and all of that kind of stuff. I remember watching a video of Bendy Stitchy's once that probably she's mentioned it a few times about kind of thinking out of the box a little bit in terms of, you know, what can you find to finish. I was hoping to maybe find a trivet like she likes to finish, so I can maybe use that for my snowbird, but haven't found anything yet. So, no particular plans for any of these things. I just found this somewhere in there. It's got the perfect little mounts for hanging it on a wall, but I figured putting some kind of stitch right here in the middle of it, even if some of these little curly cues poked out from around it, I just thought it'd look really cool hanging on the wall somewhere. So again, no plans, but hopefully I can find something good for it. And I believe that was only a few bucks. Free. So this frame, I guess it can be hung either way. I only paid, grain tags were half off that day, so $2.50. But it's a little beat up, a little around the edges, like you can see right there. Doesn't bother me any. It'll just give it some character. And this one, well, it was a little on the pricier side. I just decided I couldn't pass it up. Again, no clue what I'm going to use it for, but it's still in the packaging from being brand new. And so I just had to go ahead and get it. It was $8, but again, it's still in the packaging. So I think this one may be a little beat up as well, probably from being on the cupboard or, you know, on the shelving or whatever. So I didn't know if I wanted to, you know, add some little stitch pieces kind of coordinating from there, or even just take out the matting, and I'm sure it could probably be hung either direction, you know, like that. So I guess that's about it. Plans this week, I can't say that I ever really plan ahead as far as what I'm going to stitch. I usually stitch on what's calling me. So lately the Stitching Moon has really been calling me. The page that I'm working on now is definitely a lot of the same blue. So I've just been going through line by line, adding more color to that. Definitely working away on my eagles and the snowbird, along with I've got half a dozen other projects in the works, and so I'll just be stitching away. I was gonna try to catch my cat, but she ran off. So I do appreciate again everyone coming and joining me in my Flosstube journey. So you guys are great, and we've got a little bit of snow happening here right now. Didn't realize we were supposed to be getting snow this weekend. So hope you guys have a great weekend. Keep stitching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.